Hi, and welcome to Art Zone. I'm Nancy Guppy, and we are coming to you this week from West Canal Yards, which is this really cool art and culture complex located near the southeast end of the Ballard Bridge. Home to Traver Gallery, this beautiful facility will host the inaugural edition of the Assembly Art Fair that will run concurrently with Seattle Art Fair. Conceived as a gallery-led art fair, which translates into superbly curated exhibitions, Assembly will feature 14 art galleries, many of them local, all with their very own 2,000 square foot space. That's really big. In addition to the main event, seeing exquisite art, there will be curator talks, a groovy concept shop of unique and affordable treasures from Orcus Paley, delicious food trucks, a bar manned by Renee Erickson's Sea Creatures, and a Sunday afternoon closing party with a DJ spinning tunes on the wharf. Assembly Art Fair is a not-to-be-missed art extravaganza and runs July 23rd through the 26th. More information is at assemblyartfair.com. We have an excellent show, including a new memoir by Soundgarden co-founder and guitarist Kim Thayil, new work from Cameron Mason, the creative duo behind Digital Velvet.
If at the end of the shoot we learn something from this process, great shoot.
Beyond Mysticism at Seattle Art Museum, and fresh music from Henry Mansfield.
So we spoke to the sidewalk, and it spoke back in code, booming through our bones.
And we will begin with one of the Pacific Northwest's great artists, the legendary painter Gaylen Hansen.
I was born September 21, 1921, and I am now 104 and a half. I try to paint every morning because it's important to have a continuity in painting. My dreams are what is called lucid dreams, and I can make an entire movie and provide all the language that goes with it. It's a very interesting, but sometimes very annoying part of my life. I get dreams that won't quit. It just, and then, and but, and they can continue for quite a while. I had a dream, sometimes I get stuck underground and can't find my way out, and those I don't like very much. I lived in the police at least 60 years. It was very good and not so good. It was contradictory. The university wanted grades, quantifiable grades, and art is not always quantifiable. But I had some very good students from all over the country, and I learned a lot from them. The rolling hills of the Palouse are quite beautiful, and they're quite paintable. I did a very large painting of it. That's a good painting.
So how do you know when it's good, and how do you know when it's done?
You don't. I often had to be told by my wife to stop or you'll ruin it. And I took her advice and saved some very good paintings. We were married 40 years, and we happened to enjoy the same things. And everything we did together. And of course, we influenced each other in painting in a good way, and very supportive. This was a favorite walk for my wife and I, and there are some benches down below, and we would sit in one and just look in front of us and not think about anything, just look. And various configurations came into view and into our consciousness that we would have missed had we not done that. She's always here, but it was a very intense grief that I experienced. But, oh yeah, see, we'll always be close. Well, I fortunately had a very open-ended approach to painting, so that one thing could lead to another and another. Sometimes I would start with an idea that was very definite, and I immediately had to erase it and start again. I learned to form a partnership with my painting, and my painting could indicate what it needed. It could indicate something that didn't work. And lately I've had fun with paintings that went belly up, and so I painted over them. And if that didn't work, I painted over that. And some of my most interesting paintings I painted over maybe 4, 5, 6 times until the paint film became quite thick. And some of my best paintings came out of failed painting.
What would you tell people when they're looking at your work? How would you direct them to look at it?
Just stand and look at the painting. Don't look for something, but just look at it. If you're looking for something, you're looking for something you're familiar with. And if you don't find it, you don't like what you're looking at. And that's a huge, huge problem with learning to like painting.
What do artists provide of value to the rest of us?
Oh, that's a big question. No, I think it keeps us from getting stuck in our conventions. This is the right way, and that's the wrong way. We are us, and you are them. This dichotomy that we get into that stops really imagining other solutions, other ways of dealing with things, other ways of looking at things.
So one thing I'm noticing is that you don't treat this as very precious.
Oh, no. Whoops. That's another way you can paint. I have trouble now because I can't hear so well, which makes it a little more difficult to speak, and my eyesight is not so good, but I've made a positive thing out of it. Having really sharp eyes makes everything too clear in a way. You don't see the main shapes. I'm just going to try to be positive, and I'm going to try to get going on some painting, and that means just doing it.
See more of Gaylen's paintings at Woodside Braceth Gallery in Seattle's Pioneer Square. We want to highlight a new book from Kim Thayil, the powerhouse lead guitarist and co-founder of Seattle's own Soundgarden. In his memoir, A Screaming Life into the Super Unknown with Soundgarden and Beyond, Kim takes the reader on a journey from his early days as an American son of immigrants growing up in Chicago, where he met future Soundgarden bass player Hiro Yamamoto. Kim and Hiro's decision to move to Seattle in the early 1980s led to their immersion in the underground punk and hard rock music scene, where they crossed paths with Chris Cornell. The rest, as they say, is rock and roll history. A Screaming Life is a terrific, very personal read and is available from your favorite indie bookstore, on the Soundgarden website, and, of course, online. Up next is a behind-the-scenes visit with the dynamic and hardworking production team known as Digital Velvet.
More orangey.
I'm Cody Kilpatrick.
And I'm Austin Smith, and we are Digital Velvet.
He's going to have his guitar that's taking up this space that extends him out a little bit further.
Known each other for about 6 or 7 years. Worked on a couple different projects, filming like talking head videos, some like kids content, and then periodically a couple music performance type things. And then both, got laid off on the same round of layoffs. And then we're like, well, we've been doing this together for the last couple of years. Let's just keep that train rolling and do it for ourselves.
Striking overhead.
Gotta get that throw looking like a microphone.
So at the end of 2024, we were putting together the brand Digital Velvet, and we're like, how do we make an impact and get people to find out about us that's not just a boring Instagram video?
I can hear the sound through your walls.
And so we decided to come up with this crazy concept of doing live performance videos for every weekday in January from iconic Seattle locations around the city. And it was an insanely challenging project. There were some days where we were filming a band and I was literally in the back editing the video that was supposed to go up later that day and posting it.
We love the Seattle music scene, and we've taken a pretty huge portion of our identity into serving that community and trying to make sure that they have the ability to get their art seen in a way that's really impactful.
Moving alone, a car with the home. She wants to go Dutch, I wanna go Rome.
I remember one conversation down in the basement of this building and just being like, hey, this is insane. We've never done anything like this. But like, if at the end of the shoot we learn something from this process, great shoot. Forget about how the angles look, what all that stuff. We should just make sure that we walk away from this shoot learning something. Let's like add a new skill set. Let's add some new piece of gear that we wanted to focus on and just make sure that we understand it better or whatever, and just prioritize doing that every time. And so that attitude that we both were like, oh, actually that's a great idea to make this thing livable, that has translated into pretty much all of our shoots now, where if it bombs, find out why. If it hits, find out why. If we wanted to try something, don't hold back and wait. Find the first opportunity to try and educate yourself on that process and let that kind of dictate the types of projects you take on or the type of shape that a project takes.
As I lay up questioning.
We're both massive gear nerds as much as we are music nerds, which is a great combo right now. There's a lot of really fun technology for both working with musicians and music in general, but then also filmmaking obviously is having a really fun technological boom.
Sipping on you, sipping on me. Swing said view, 3:15.
2, 3, and look. We use a lot of motion in our videos where we kind of strategized building out our entire gear closet around how can we be as flexible as possible and how can we be the fastest, most responsive to the music as possible. So we want it to feel immersive as a viewer, to feel like you're experiencing that music for the first time or that performance for the first time the same way that we are behind the camera. That really requires us to have things like stabilization in play, a good option of lenses. I'm feeling pretty good in terms of our angles. We're obviously gonna need to discover some things as we go on this one.
I don't want to do work that I think is boring. Like, I want to do fun projects. I want to push myself. And so we're gonna keep working and doing probably more and more ambitious things as we go.
See more of Digital Velvet's work on Instagram. Our band this week is Henry Mansfield performing his original song, Bend Your Knees. Now, this video was produced by Digital Velvet and was shot on location at the fabulous Southgate Roller Rink in beautiful downtown White Center.
Sidewalk, and it spoke back in code, booming through our bones, moving fast to the moment. Before the moment goes, I wanted you to know I'm hoping to be worthy of you. I've no idea how to move like you do. I'm taught but trying not to be a timid tree, toppling for you. To you, wanna choose joy like you do. Take my heart and take the lead. Keep me safe at every speed. I keep locking up on purpose just to hear you tell me, bend your knees. Bend your knees. Up on purpose just to hear you tell me, bend your knees. You go first, do the footwork. I'll do my very best decides the rest. Don't be scared is a catchphrase. No matter how I'm made, I still get afraid. Afraid that by the morning, you'll find my body boring. My clumsy feet not charming, my song's a little trite. But you held me and told me I'll be here as long as it takes for you to get it right. I wanna be someone to you. Wanna choose joy like you do. Take my heart and take the lead. Keep me safe in every speed. I keep locking up on purpose just to hear you tell me, bend your knees. Bend your knees. And you were singing something by the postal service. I saw you making up the words. I gave you corrections and you chased me down the street. Our skates saying in the sidewalk speak. Maybe I'm gonna be someone to you. Gonna choose joy like you do. Take my heart and take the lead. Keep me safe in every speed. I keep locking up on purpose just to hear you tell me, bend your knees. Bend your knees. Woo!
Henry plays lots of live dates this summer, including a record release and pride show for Loverboy at the Sunset Tavern on June 27th, the Northwest Tune-Up Festival in Bellingham on Friday, July 10th, and at Seattle's venerable Capitol Hill Block Party on Sunday, August 9th.
The Northwest Mystics, it was a term that was coined in 1953 in an article in Life magazine. It featured 4 artists. They were Mark Tobey, Morris Graves, Kenneth Callahan, Anne and Guy Anderson. And it described these artists as deeply connected to the Northwest landscape, as influenced by Pacific cultures because of their proximity to the Pacific Ocean, and doing this far away from the centers of the art world. That term mystics stuck. And so it's been used to describe these 4 artists and oftentimes Northwest modernism in general. But the story, as the show will tell you, is much, much more than that. Vanessa Helder, she was an artist from Seattle. She was active in the 30s, and the work is called Coulee Dam Looking West. And it's actually one of, I think, like 22 paintings in the show that are about the Grand Coulee Dam. Imagine what this must have been like in real life to see a landscape just completely change in front of your eyes. This is, she's on ground zero for this. Also, she's one of several women artists in the exhibition. Women were a force in the art world in Seattle at this time. These are amazing paintings, and what's really extraordinary about them is they're all watercolors. Her facility with watercolor is really amazing, so she's the Northwest answer to precisionism in American modernism. Kenneth Callahan's logging railroad construction. This is unlike any of Callahan's works that I know. This landscape is not the lush alpine landscape that we see in most of Callahan's landscapes. It's barren, it's wasted, it's a foretelling of things to come. He was very, very environmentally conscious. He was very concerned about the forest. These were artists who really wanted to be alone with nature. They sought inspiration in nature. And as they saw that natural landscape gradually get encroached upon by the lumber industry, by overdevelopment, they became very anxious. And they started to reflect this in their paintings. Paul Horiuchi's Monolithic Impasse. Look at just how boldly abstract it is, the heavy presence of black, the presence of Horiuchi's hand. He would take rice paper, dye it by hand, tear it up, and then make these like wonderful abstract collages. He really had a sense of design and color and just how immersive it is. He is one of several Japanese-American artists in the exhibition. We talk a lot about how Northwest abstract expressionists are influenced by Asian art. Well, what people don't always remember is that there were also Asian-American artists active at this time right within this milieu, and Horiuchi was one of them. What I find very interesting about these works is how they hold their own with works by artists of the New York School, Franz Klein, Adolf Gottlieb, artists who are much more well-known in histories of abstract expressionism. It shows Northwest modernism operating in parallel and in tandem with American modernism more broadly, but also something that is uniquely Northwest.
Beyond Mysticism at Seattle Art Museum will be up through Sunday, August 2nd. And that does it for us. A big thanks to West Canal Yards for hosting us, and a reminder to mark your calendar for Assembly Art Fair happening July 23rd through the 26th. So we're going to leave you with images from Alchemy, an exhibit from Cameron Mason at Foster White Gallery in Pioneer Square. Cameron's process of making this new work involves dye, fabric, ice, and gravity. It's fascinating, quite ingenious, and very beautiful. Alchemy runs July 2nd through the 25th with an artist talk on Saturday, July 11th. Enjoy, have a terrific summer, and we will see you in September.